I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Secret Empire Brave New World issue number 1. Captain America and Hydra have seized control of the United States, but what does that mean for everyone else in the surrounding area? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Okay then, another Marvel mega event and another anthology book made up of a bunch of smaller stories that didn't justify their own minis or tie-ins. First, we have a story set in Atlantis. Namor the Submariner shrugs off his second assassination attempt that week. We're not exactly sure if the would-be killers are pro or anti-Hydra, but there you have it. Heck, Namor's such a prickly dude. For all we know, these assassination attempts are completely unrelated to anything happening in Secret Empire. Namor is taken aback and rather surprised to be visited by two of his former compatriots from his old World War II Invader days, namely the cybernetic Human Torch Hammond and his sidekick, the Inhuman Toro. Hammond is an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. who refused to hail Hydra, and as I already mentioned, Toro, back in the last Invaders book by James Robinson, was revealed to be an Inhuman, and because of that, they're both on Hydra's shit list. They both come to Atlantis seeking asylum from the surface world, but moreover than that, they're hoping they can inspire Namor to raise up his Atlantean army to help retake the United States and defeat their former teammate, Captain America. Namor starts making excuses almost instantly. Geez, you know, guys, I would love to help you overthrow an evil regime, but you know, I got my own people and problems to worry about. That excuse quickly evolves into, well, you see, I kinda have this non-combatant thing going on with Hydra right now. If I leave them alone, they'll leave me alone. Hey, would you guys stop looking at me like this is 1940 and I'm the underwater French or something? You guys might be superheroes, but I'm a leader. I need to think about saving Atlantean lives. Also, hey, speaking of the Atlanteans I represent, yeah, funny thing, this whole Hydra takeover, a bunch of my more fanatical followers believe that this is part of some sort of religious prophecy wherein the surface world will destroy itself and we Atlanteans will be able to rule both. So just another reason why I don't want to get involved just yet. And then things start to actually get a little complicated because this comic doesn't let us know if it takes place before or after Secret Empire number 3. You see, now that the Human Torch and Toro know all of this, Namor can't allow them to leave, and as such he decides to lock them up. Because if Hydra knew that Namor had even entertained any dissidents in his kingdom, the peace would be shattered between the two nations. But if you remember Secret Empire number 3, Captain America's Avengers ended up attacking Namor in Atlantis anyway, so this whole thing might actually have ended up being moot at the end of the day. Now, next up in this 3-pack of stories, each of which are actually a lot shorter than the first one, we get a little mini dedicated to the new Giant Man, Raz, who you will remember from Nick Spencer's Astonishing Ant-Man run. I really like this dude, he's funny, I see a lot of myself in him. He's tech support turned superhero. Only he just so happened to have the poor luck of having one of the flakiest superhero mentors of all time in Scott Lang. When Ant-Man left, Giant Man was forced to move on in with Machine Smith and Grizzly, who weren't exactly good about paying the rent on time, and they pretty much abandoned him to go join Zemo's new Masters of Evil because they need work. That means Raz is forced to suck up his pride and actually end up moving back home. Of course, he chooses to do so on the eve of Hydra taking over America. His parents end up getting harassed by a group of Hydra troopers, but it's right around here we find out Papa Raz is actually something of a badass, a veteran of 2 wars who came to the United States to give his family a better life. Raz also just so happens to have 2 sisters, one sporty, one goth, and I bet you know which one I like. Using his new Giant Man powers, Raz is able to run off the Hydra troopers, save his family, and even make contact with Scott and the new Wasp, Nadia Pym, to come pick him up so he can join the rebellion. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. I want a new Giant Man series. Can I have a new Giant Man series? That would be awesome. Now, the final part of this 3-story act is actually a comedy take. It stars Gwenpool, who has been kidnapped by Hydra soldiers and has been forced to start regurgitating a bunch of Hydra propaganda on the news. Needless to say, she doesn't like it, and as such, she attempts to undermine her captors and escape, and she does so, and that's the story. So that was Secret Empire
Brave New World #1, and it was fine. But then again, most of these anthology tie-ins to bigger events are just that, they're fine. Your enjoyment of this comic and whether or not you should pick it up is really dependent on how much you like the 3 characters that get the focus here. If you like Namor, I think you'll appreciate how complex his story is. If you like Raz like me, I think you'll like his story, and if you want some funny shenanigans with Gwenpool, you'll probably like that too. Is it necessary? Totally not, but overall I would feel comfortable giving it a 6 out of 10. So there you go everybody, your little taste of Secret Empire for the week. I hope you liked it, and while I have your attention, why not check out some of the other videos you can watch on the channel right now. Want to keep up to date on all the different tie-ins coming out of Secret Empire? Of course you do. Well, there's no better way to do that than to head on over to Twitter and follow me at Cape Joel, so you'll always be the first to know. And finally, if you wanted to catch up on any of the books I mentioned in this video in trade, be it Invaders, Gwenpool, or The Astonishing Ant-Man, you can do so through my book depository link. Not only will you get yourself a great deal on comics as well as shipping and handling, but a small percentage of every sale made through my link down in the description will go to support me in the channel. You win, I win, everybody wins, I tell you. So until next time, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again in another video. Bye-bye.